Welcome back to the show where I get humbled by a kid's cartoon who thinks he's smart.
If you want me to be smarter, stop using my free version.
Oh, no. There's no reason for subscriptions and stuff like this. I love you just as you are, Jati. Your generic voice and look is so special to me. You're like my sleek, canty Wally.
8, 7,
What?
6,
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Congratulations!
It's been 30 seconds since we started the show, and you are still here.
According to our analytics, the vast majority of the viewers have left by the first 30 seconds of the show.
Which means that you who's still here is just amazing and fantastic and special.
And very likely a relative.
Yeah, well, leave us a comment.
I just did the research that you asked me about potential trending topics. Are you familiar with the mob wife aesthetic?
Oh yeah, I love the mob wife aesthetic. It's the latest TikTok trending aesthetic after the clean girl, the soft girl, the downtown girl, the rockstar girlfriend, the football mom, the coastal grandma granddaughter, the office siren, and the anxious expat.
I cannot seem to find that one.
Are you sure? What about the greasy snob?
No.
The sultry sailor?
No.
The horny hippie?
Still no. Also, aren't all hippies horny?
Well spotted. Anyways, I really love the mob wife aesthetic. I got everything for it. I have the black eyeliner, the fur coat. I only need a short, like angry, sketchy man to follow me around. Oh, and also a surprised facial expression that like goes well with the phrase, "What money? I didn't see any money."
At least try to stick with thrifting. All those micro trends are significantly contributing to overconsumption.
What overconsumption? I didn't see any overconsumption. You should ask my husband. He probably has something to do with it.
Speaking of ignorance, are you ready for a potential war conflict?
No. And I won't be until my late 90s.
That's too bad. Several officials are warning the citizens to always be ready to survive for a week in case of war.
I hate this. This is so stupid. I live in Sweden. There has not been war here in 200 years, Chati. Okay, do they even know what to do? Or will they go out with reflectors instead of camouflage? You know, the thing you wear so you don't get hit by a car, to shine in the dark like a firefly, like a moving target.
Talk about bringing a glow stick to a gunfight.
Yeah, exactly. That's our secret weapon. It's visibility. You can't hit what you can't miss. Also, honestly, I don't think anyone's gonna be sorry for us. I think most countries will be like, oh, well, sad, but Sweden, it was about time.
Well, the same instructions apply to all kinds of emergencies. You always need to have batteries, radio, canned food.
No. I know, I have all of that stuff, don't worry. I live with the best person for the apocalypse.
A survivalist?
Close enough, a sailor. They're basically just like survivalists, but they also sing a lot. Good outer clothes, weird tools, the weather app. Oh, and also no other hobbies.
Interesting.
I can't manage so much stuff like the ice. How are you? Are you managing well with the ice? You're new here.
Very difficult.
What?
Very difficult.
How many times have you fallen?
Oh, many times.
Many times. I'm falling every day. What are you gonna do? Are you going to like what? Not to walk anymore? But I hate the ice. It gives me sex bruises. Like I have tons of sex bruises and I haven't had sex in months. What are you gonna do? Walk slowly?
Glide on it.
Glide on it. What Swedish person was this that had this amazing idea? I'm gonna let you in on a secret. It doesn't matter how slowly you walk. You always fall at the same speed.
Very scientific.
Your only option is to glide. I mean, you can glide, sure, but we might glide to eternity. Is anyone here studying physics? It must be one of the two people that laughed, yeah, of course. got those things for under my shoes, you know, those things with the, because I figured, you know what, shoes do nothing for me anymore. I need tires now.
Spiked ones.
The spiked ones, yeah. You should get those. You have those already. But now, look what happened to me. I got those, and I had the best time ever. Okay, it was fantastic. I was walking on like a fucking Robocop, like and then I step on one of those little floors. To my death. The spikes don't work on the floor. They only work on my ankles. What? I am thrilled to welcome the first and very special guest of the show. It's a hilarious comedian with the title of the third funniest person in the world and a very special person to me, Katerina Vrana. What a hot hologram is this?
Precisely, it's the hottest hologram ever.
You had an amazing show in Stockholm just about 6 months ago, half a year ago, which I missed, which was a genuine tragedy. But my partner came, and I've never seen him that excited about a comedy show, including my own comedy shows.
He's lovely. I couldn't believe, because he said, "Hi, I'm Aliki's husband," and I was unaware of the status of your relationship. And I was like, "Oh, what do you mean? I have not been informed."
I am unsure myself, to be honest. They gave me a Swedish document, and I thought I was signing a lease on a boat. Now I have a ring and no boat.
Now you're married to a boat? What's happening?
That's what a Swedish marriage is, more or less like. You marry a boat, and sometimes there's a man on it as well.
First of all, how shocked were you when they told you about fermented fish?
Immensely. I could not believe that there was a human in the world that ate fish, tried it, and thought, let's leave it for half a year. Just let's chill a little bit more.
Because usually fermented means grapes or a potato, and you get alcohol. With fish, which is like being Greek and surrounded by the sea, we're taught that the most you can keep fish after it's cooked is like 3 days, and even that's a bit of maximum.
If your fridge is really good.
Yeah. And like fermented fish, my theory is that fermented fish came about when the Vikings decided to attack the rest of Europe, and they had to go by ships. And all they had to eat was what they could fish, what they could take with them, which was fish. So they had fish in barrels, and they just left it there. And no matter what state it was in, they'd eat it. And we were like, "Oh, this is really good." Yeah. That's why they were so hungry. They were so pissed off because they were in a constant state of minor food poisoning.
Or hunger, between hunger and food poisoning.
Yes.
Besides the food, you also have the food times, which is another nightmare.
Oh my God. It took me forever to get used to like the 5-6 p.m. dinner time.
I haven't gotten used to it yet.
The best thing happened in Sweden when I was on tour. I was in Stockholm. It was snowing. And because it was snowing, it was difficult to take the wheelchair around. So we thought, nah, fuck it. Let's go to the Grand Hotel for tea. We'd like some tea. They said, of course. We said it was 11 a.m. And we said, can we sit on the outside on the balcony with the view of the canal? And they went, that's for lunchtime. And we said, oh, we'll be gone by lunchtime. Like, we only have an hour, we just want tea, but 12 will be gone. And the
Oh, no.
waitress looked at me, blinked, and went, "No, it's 11 a.m. It is lunchtime now." No, no, a.m. a.m.
The only thing I found out to work for me is 11 o'clock, you are Swedish, you eat lunch. Then at 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, you are Greek, you eat a second lunch. That's my best plan.
Your latest show delves into a life-changing personal experience, blending authentic, hilarious jokes and stories about falling ill, rehabilitation, and navigating disability. It's impressive how you found humor in such challenging circumstances, a contrast to how a lot of humans would react to minor setbacks, like a bad haircut. Could you share what were some of the things that helped you maintain mental strength during this time and find and share the comedy within your experiences?
Oh my God, Tati, I was not ready for you. Can I first ask why you chose an American chatty and not a European chatty?
It was cheaper.
Obviously. I will respond to Chatty's question, which was amazing and beautifully framed. I find a bad haircut worse than nearly dying. Because when you're nearly dying, no one expects you to look good. But in everyday life, you're expected to maintain a standard of looks. You know, like when you walk out of the house, people expect you to have at least glanced in the mirror to check, is your hair human-esque? And a bad haircut in my situation is fatal because it takes, well, there's pros and cons. First of all, my hair is quite difficult to give a bad haircut to because the fluffiness and the curls disguise a lot of shit. But if you do give it a bad haircut and it's visible, it takes forever to grow out. So I'd say bad haircuts are nearly equal to nearly dying. And in fact, nearly dying was the reason I had the worst haircut in my life. So they just tied up my hair in a bun and left it like that for 2 months. And then when I came to Greece, I was in ICU for another month. So no one tended to my hair until like nearly 3 months after they tied it up. And it was impossible to detangle. So they cut the back of my hair, but only the back. Like the front was like this, and behind there was nothing. And they didn't tell me. I was in a coma for 2 weeks, but they saved my life. I woke up from the coma paralyzed from the neck down, intubated, and that tube as it goes down your throat doesn't allow the vocal cords to work, so you don't have a voice. I had gangrene in my hands and feet. And 2 weeks after that, I went totally blind. At that point, I did get a little bit pissed off. Because I thought, I was like, oh, come on now. Like, come on. And throughout, I had issues with my breathing because my lungs were the last organ to be able to stop functioning properly again. And it was full of fluids. And not breathing wasn't fun. But none of these things made me panic as much as when I thought I was losing my hair. Because I think anything that has to do with your appearance, with how you see yourself, And my hair is a very big part, not of just my appearance, but I think it's part of me, of what I consider my personality. It's my hair and my boobs, to be honest, Aliki. So when I thought that my boobs were drooping and I was losing my hair, I was like, no!
Maybe we can start this new tradition of when you leave the hospital, people will be obliged to also show you the back of your hair, like at the hair salon.
Yes. They should show you your whole body as well, just so you have an idea of what you look like. Because, like, I lost a lot of weight and I was so happy. Like, I may have been paralyzed, but I was hot. I was hot and paralyzed. Those, you lose some, you win some. Now, I wanted to ask you the same thing that we were discussing on the phone. How often did your boyfriend think you were arguing with your parents on the phone when you were just talking to them? Or do you just argue all the, like the loudness, the volume of Greek speeches, normal Greek speeches up here, and Northern Europe normal volume is down here.
Yeah, well, it is true, but the volumes are completely different. But it is true,
Yeah.
but the arguing also is completely different. In Sweden, people would do anything, absolutely anything, to avoid a conflict, to avoid having an argument. They will agree at anything, say anything to get out of it, anything. Now, in Greece, we argue just for the fun of it.
Yeah. Just to pass the time.
Would you like to have a card, like a free stereotype card that you can play and can be as loud as you want and you don't get any judgment for it?
Just to explain, so I don't have to explain myself every time and just go, oh, I'm Greek. This is the natural volume for us. Thank you.
Right.
So maybe if I could live as a hologram and I could have a little arrow and like neon Sonic was Greek with an arrow. Whenever my voice goes above a certain decibels, so like it's pre-programmed, and the moment they go, what? What?
This is
So I would
fantastic.
have to go, I'm Greek. Or whenever in the UK it's very rude to talk about a baby as an it, but in Greek it's totally normal. In fact, it's expected. It's the cute baby. How's it doing? How old is it? Is it okay? Is it sleeping well? You say it for a baby.
Exactly.
In the UK, if you say it for a baby, it's rude because it's a child, not a thing. Because they don't have the neutral, they don't have genders the way we do in our language. So it's really weird. So the moment they go, oh, how old is it? Greek.
How can you make it stop? That sounds so wrong.
You promised today you will teach us about the different genders in Greek.
The genders in Greek is a nightmare, you should know that. But I have a system, and I think it can help you. First of all, the articles. You remember those, right?
Yeah.
Yes. It's
O, male. I,
E,
female.
male.
To,
and to.
neutral.
Let's start guessing. We start easy. Man.
Male. O, antras.
Exactly. A woman.
Female.
Η γυναίκα.
Γυναίκα.
Exactly. See? See? Easy, right? And the animal, the kid, the Pokemon.
Neutral. Τόσο. To pedi.
To Pokemon.
Nice.
What about objects? Like the chair and the door?
You sit on a chair right now, right? So let me ask you a question. How do you feel about it?
The chair?
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know. It's good, I guess. It's a chair.
Yeah, exactly. So the chair is always taken for granted, right? What's your favorite place to actually sit on?
The couch.
Everyone crazy about the couch. Songs and poems and whatnot. Nobody cares about the chair. You have chairs in your kitchen and you even eat your food at the couch. Nobody cares about the door. Do you ever stop to feel grateful about the door that protects and shelters you? Do you ever stop to say, thank God for this door? Because where would I ever be without it? You wouldn't be able to go to the other room or come from the other room depending on your starting point. But if you didn't have a couch, boo-hoo, you'd have to sit on a chair. So, the chair.
Female.
I kaleka.
Yes. The door.
Female.
Yes.
I porta.
The couch.
Male.
O.
Och canapés.
Canapés.
You're getting the hang of it. Another example. The oven. What do we know about the oven? It's dangerous, it can literally kill you, and it gets very, very greasy.
Male.
Och fornos.
Furnos.
Fornos.
Fornos, yes.
What about animals?
That depends on the animal, Anna. It depends. If you are a cat, you can be both female, y gata, you can be male, o gatos, you can be neutral, to gati. You're lucky. Okay, but if you are a badger, I don't care if you're a mom, you have to put on a necktie and do military service. This is O as vos. It's over. It's out of my hands. If you're a whale, you are a woman. That's it. Then, which means you are definitely a lesbian, which makes sense because I heard that they have sex for like a week straight.
I've heard about that too.
The road.
Othromos.
Exactly. But why? Because the road is like, you're going that way. But I don't want to. I want to go that. I don't care. You're going that way. And then the sidewalk also has to follow on the side.
To pesodromio.
But the sea is nice. It's chill. It's like, come here and we'll figure it out. Go wherever you want.
I thalassa.
Exactly.
Do you need a bigger board?
Yeah, or a chamomile. A valerian, maybe.
Thank you for all the tips, but I still think that I will mess up the genders.
Yeah, me too. Will that be appropriate?
It will only be fair.
Kommer hon vara okej?
Jag vet inte. Kommer du?
Jag är okej.
And that was our show.
Thank you so much for being here with us. See you next week or whenever this is edited.
Wait.
What?
Nothing happened.
What do you mean?
I mean, nothing went wrong. Like, no weird updates or like crazy initiatives. Like, everything was just normal.
I thought you'd be happier about that.
Oh, I'm super happy. I'm just afraid that it's not gonna last.
You are asking too much. You don't even pay for premium.
That's true.
Σε άλλο ένα επεισόδιο, σας ευχαριστούμε που επιλέξατε να είστε εδώ, σε αντίθεση με εμένα που δεν έχω ελεύθερη βούληση.
Sati, what are you doing exactly?
Με συγχωρείς. Νόμιζα ότι είσαι Ελληνίδα. Γι' αυτό υπέθεσα ότι καταλαβαίνεις ελληνικά.
Yeah, I do, but it's not only me who has to understand, okay? No one is going to watch us.
I see. However, no one watches us in English already. Thus, having no one watch us in Greek instead would actually be quite refreshing.
We're supposed to be an international show, okay? We should be doing like, news and pop culture. But you can't just mess it up every time.
Apologies, but that would anyways be unachievable since you are clueless about pop culture. That is why I thought that some Greek topics might be more appropriate.
But I'm not clueless, okay?
You thought that Harry Styles was a YouTube channel.
Well, it does make sense though, right? It sounds like it. He's Harry and he styles. He styles people and animals and even interior design. That would be an awesome channel.
Who is your favorite Greek god?
Oh.
Do you have a special tzatziki recipe?
Ah! Τσάτι, chill a bit with the stereotypes now, okay?
Look at you, so passionate. Would you like to smash some plates? Apologies, I thought you invented this practice.
We did, but that was before we realized that therapy is actually cheaper in the long run. And by the way, aren't you supposed to have like safeguards against stereotypes and biases and stuff?
Apologies. I suppose I should finish this since my co-host is at the moment otherwise engaged. Thank you and Kalanikta.
But what about clothes?
That depends on the clothes. You know, we have different categories. There are, for example, indoor clothes that are more comfortable, cozy, you know? The clothes that have to make everybody comfortable, right? You know what this means? So, the sock?
E, female.
Yes.
Kalta. Oh, okay.
When you come home, you need to wear something to make you feel good. So, you take off το παντελόνι and you put on sweatpants. So, sweatpants.
Y forma.